what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, May's got big problems. When are they going to boot her out? Over the weekend?
Yeah, she's, again, a demon, as Rick Bookstopper would say, it's a demon of her own design. She complicated this mess far worse because she tried to, it's, when you want to play to all sides, you wind up in a very, very bad situation. And she couldn't make a decision. And you know what? Again, everybody thinks everybody's going to sit and wait for you. They're not waiting for you. There are people there with other agendas. Boris Johnson, certainly Nigel Farage. And now their time has come, and you're really on your back foot, and she's really been outmaneuvered here because she couldn't make a decision. And you know what? And the Europeans made a great mistake in the way that they handled her. Great mistake. And the Germans know it. The Germans have been trying to go through the back door and make this easier, but there's just too many other people who say, no, they just want to punish the Brits. And punishing the Brits is punishing themselves. That's the end of that story. They should have made it far easier. And she'd be in a much better place, but it wasn't going to happen.
Soybeans to feed them?
Yeah, but there's plenty around. That's been the issue. Depending upon how big, if the U.S. crop really gets diminished, and we're not seeing it yet in any sense, because I can look at the meal is a much better look than anything else, because that's pure animal feed. So it's nothing. Really do nothing. The corn has, of course, made an interesting move, and I'll take a bow because the oats have really taken off and have been the star performer. Of course, I fucked that trade up, but what else is there? And it's going to be interesting to see whether farmers can plant some oats here, because the prices, it got up to 322 yesterday on the front month.
What's the symbol for the oats, Ira?
ZOEN9. You'll see it. It's an interesting chart. It doesn't matter.
It's up.
The volume is ridiculous. It's for idiots. Oh, wait a minute. That's me. I'm sorry. But it is a tell. The oats are always. There used to be a saying at the Board of Trade floor: as the oats go, so go the grains. I'm not sure what takes place anymore. Things have changed so dynamically since all those old sayings used to make their way around. But there's a lot going on here in the world. And again, my point has been that with these low vols, nothing is. If you ask me, nothing is priced in, because that's what those low vol metrics continue to tell me. Nothing is priced in. Nothing. Because either the Fed or the White House saves the day on everything.
Yeah, it's trying to put an outside reversal higher month in too in the outs.
Yeah. But they're the most ridiculous expiration on the May oats. You see it on the expiration day. It traded 271, I think. It dropped 28 cents on the day of expiration. So somebody was trying to squeeze the market. And it looks like rather than taking delivery, they sold everything that they had. Me, I almost wanted to take delivery because I really. No, don't.
You can put them in the basement.
Yeah, no. There's plenty of storage facilities. I can go over to public storage and rent a few lockers and have them show up with a fucking grain truck.
That is funny. Ira, how many wheelbarrows? How many wheelbarrows is that?
I have no idea, but each contract is 5,000 bushels. So.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. But that's what people are afraid of also, because there's so much storage on the farms. And with all this rain, that there's actually a lot of rotting going on in storage because of flooding in the storage facilities. I don't know how true that is. So I'm actually trying to find out more about it. But that's what the bulls will make a case, but the shorts have really got a lot of these funds who've been massively short corn really are getting, I want to see some of their performances. Oh, I see the interest rates are now, they must have come out with the ism. What the hell was that? I pay attention. Let's see. Must be weak. Oh, yeah. So the flash manufacturing was 50.6. They were expecting 53. And flash services was 50.9. So now on the PMIs are not correlating with other quote unquote positive economic data.
Yeah, these guys have issues.
That's not bullish.
No, we'll get some Fed idiots out talking today. I can't listen to them anymore either.
That's the problem.
And to tell me if I hear one more Fed say, they're an apolitical institution, well then you can explain. Then somebody has to ask Leo Brainerd the question of why she made a donation to Hillary Clinton's campaign. How apolitical are you? And of course everybody who gets appointed has some political basis to them. So Santelli did a great interview yesterday with Judy Shelton. Really
I saw that. I love her.
Yeah, me
She's
too.
interesting.
She is very. That's a very good way to put it. She is very interesting. And Santelli had her talking about something that's that you've heard me talk about, that interest on excess reserves. And go back and watch that if you can pull the Santelli tape. I was talking about it. In fact, Anthony and I were doing a taping yesterday, but then his Skype went out, so we're going to conclude it today. But we were talking about that Shelton interview. Very important interview by Santelli. Very important interview.
Well, guys, the industrials just dropped through its 200-day moving average too.
Mm.
And the VIX isn't really budging too much.
Nobody trades that thing. I mean, that's why Angela and I got in this conversation yesterday. If you wanted to hedge your portfolio, you needed to use the double shorts.
Yep.
If you didn't want to sell stocks.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. Everybody, I don't use it, but everybody who I respect uses that double short. The VIX is for journalists. Don't forget, they take the easiest way out. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And that's the easiest one. CNBC gets to throw it out there. It's just easy.
I mean, back in the day, when the double long for gold UGL came out, I bought it in my PA, and I held it for a little over 2 years.
Oh, you little gold bug.
No, I sold everything. There's a time and a place for everything. You know that, right?
There is. I believe in Ecclesiastes. I believe that.
So I did it. I did it more as a test because, compliance. All these morons are like, these inverse and double shorts and double longs. You can only hold them for a couple of days. And that's not true if something is trending for a prolonged period of time. Okay.
You know what? Yes, that's right. But we haven't seen that in so long.
No. Now, if we got to a bear market bottom, I'd probably load up on SSO, which is the double long S&P 500. Right. But anyway, going back to my UGL, which is ultra gold, I held it for a little over 2 years. And during that time, gold trended up and it tracked beautifully. Now, if you're going to own stuff like that, double longs, double shorts, and the market is giving you nothing but chop, it could be a little bit of a problem. So the trick is you have to know when. Or like Judd and I were talking about yesterday, the triple longs and triple shorts. Yeah, those are, a day or two or three maybe, because the stuff that goes on inside of those is, there's too many moving parts. Yeah.
No, that's right. That's, some of the things about the ETFs I can't stand, besides the fact that they're for just lazy investors. is that there's so many things in there that I would never own. It's, to me, so many of them resemble the basis of a subprime mortgage. Now, I know that they've worked, but anything works in a market that's going up because, again, the definition of a bull market is that it floats all boats, except if you really, have a fraud situation or other things. But the ETFs have just made that the case. I'm still old-fashioned. I'll do my homework and go look for companies that I think that will outshine. If anything, I want to sell the shit, especially because individual stocks that are going up because they're being pulled up are a natural short. A lot of these hedge funds ought to be doing a lot better. The ones that were basically, built on being long short funds, because their opportunities are being given to them by the laziness of the market.
Yeah. Passive investing. Okay.
Right. I know what that means. I know what passive investing means. Passive investing means just throw the shit against the wall and see what sticks. That's what passive investing is.
Well, it's for, the lazy retail investor that, believes that story, but,
right.
Look, I want to put an in-ground pool in my backyard. I'm not going to go build it myself. I'm going to hire somebody that builds in-ground pools.
Yeah. Yep. No, and that doesn't mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there parading as investment advisors who, I wouldn't give my money to either.
I bump into them all the time. It's scary.
No, I know. I've had many conversations, and I look at them, I go, really? That's what you think? And we've had long discussions about it. So
most of them are lazy and just want to gather assets. They don't want to learn their craft.
Okay, guys.
No, you watch.
Here's two things here. FedEx is 156.96 are the quarterly sell stops in FedEx. Those get elected, it's not going to be a pretty looking picture here. And you got another hour or so for them to get to those. They're running all the shorts out of Tesla right now. And go ahead, you guys. So I just want to point that out. And Mortimer's got a 173 target in Apple.
Who's Mortimer?
David Langer.
Oh, David, wow.
The head hamster. He's really good.
Yeah. Wow. This was not supposed to be a Memorial Day board right now, by the way. It's really catching a lot of people off. Oh, and then they go running back right to the bonds. Oh, Tesla's got a bid. All things good.
Yeah.
Judd, bonds are up a point. I am not unhappy.
Yeah, and they can go another point.
Yeah,
and I think we're going to go there. Not today, but we're going to go there.
Here, Avi said that people are buying 170 puts in FedEx right now. These guys are so fucked there, it's not even funny.
Shorting in the hole. Okay.
Hey, listen, it's the whole thing of this volatility play. When are you going to start? They're all caught in a situation. They can't, this is like the the old Onion story with Roy Simmons, Judd. Who's going to pull the shade first?
Yeah,
because
that's a great story. Tell these guys the story.
Yeah, you got an old timer, Roy Simmons, who was one of the great traders. They were cornering the onion market. This was in the 1950s or early 60s. And they knew that the corner couldn't work. They had all the onions they thought bought, but they knew that there were way too many onions. Onion futures, by the way. It'll bring tears to your eyes if I can say that. So Roy Simmons, they were locked in, I think, in the Bismarck Hotel, which was on the corner of LaSalle and Madison. and he had a Confederate, and he said if he pulled the shade down, start selling, because the corner would never last. And onions went so cheap that the burlap sacks that they came in were worth more than the onions. So, and that was the end of onion trading. There was a major investigation to it. Oh, God.
Well, they had them running around on rail cars, all the onions, running around on train cars in the United States. That's where they had them stored, and they weren't delivering them anywhere. They were just hoarding them. And then they all went worthless and rotted.
The burlap sacks are
all these guys agreed to lock themselves in the Bismarck Hotel in the rooms so nobody would sell, right? Well, this guy wasn't any dummy. He had a Confederate on the outside, and he was telling them to get the hell out because he didn't want to go broke with the rest of these idiots.
Yep. He made a lot of money. That's when the markets were fun.
Hey, Judd, I'm going to tell you something. Ivan Boesky and Bernie Madoff have nothing on you old pit traders and the shit you guys pulled.
What they did in New York was nothing compared to what we did. Well, what those guys did. I was baby.
Are you guys nuts? Believe me, you know, pit traders, you had no ability to really affect anything. Yeah, maybe momentarily for a minute. Nothing. These guys did this. Look what Madoff and Boesky did. You know, they had the ability to bullshit the markets for a long time. They did. You know, pit trader, if you had a few seconds, and if you didn't get out, you were believing you were eating your own shit. So you know, I'm not biased. I'm not biased. And besides, New York would have sent the feds after you anyway. And that's the truth.
Yeah, Eric, Boesky has a book on Amazon. It's $2.
It's what, $2?
$2, yeah. That's what he just said.
It's overpriced.
Yeah, he said, should I ever republish?
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. I've been in the book publishing business once.
Oh, boy. So Matt, Ira uses the same system I have that includes the dome.
All right, so Ira, you've got the integrated. You've got because the Q Trader sucks.
You know what? But I may start shifting. You know, I've been on CQG, but the price is ridiculous for what you get. So I actually, now that I'm back in Chicago, I'm going to start doing some legwork and see. Maybe I'm trying to. Money's too hard to make, so I'm not looking to throw it away on nothing. So
no, that's true. What would you look at?
I don't know.
See,
I haven't looked at in so long because I've been so complacent with this. You know, Bloomberg I don't want to pay for because it's just even though they've got so many great things on there, but I can get that because if I go work with the guys from Praxis, they have CQG in the office and I can get access to it. So, and I don't need to trade on it because I can do that with I can go do E-Trade or I know a lot of people are using
Thinkorswim, TradeStation, all of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, TradeStation.
Really happy with it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come back to you guys later.
Okay.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay.